Hey, I can hear you.
Test, test. There we go. Test, test. All right, I'm going to talk here. Somebody respond.
Hi.
Okay, now let me know whenever you're watching the stream if you hear yourself.
I can hear it.
Perfect. Thanks, man.
Oh, myself?
Yeah, what if you can hear other people or hear me talk?
I can hear you, but I can't
Okay.
hear myself.
Okay.
Actually, no, I heard myself. I hear myself now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. Okay, cool. Awesome. Sorry about that. Konet, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. All 7 people picked.
Yep.
All right. Well, now we have some time, so now we can actually talk about the pickups.
Okay, sure.
All right, let me get set up here. Sorry, I was having some issues with the audio. Doop doop doo. Back. There we go. Spreadsheet view, players. And Connect. Okay, cool. So let's walk through this order here. I can actually jump over and see what the order is on this side too. Um, so we already talked about your first pickup, but let's talk about every pickup past that point. So let's talk about pickup number 2, which is source size, and then spiraling back to back.
Okay, so source size I picked, like I said earlier, because he had that little note in his playstyle thing that said that
Oh
he
yeah,
would be
yeah.
willing to teach some worse players,
Okay.
and I thought that would be a real asset to the team. Spiraling I picked because I felt like I wanted a good offlaner, just because I don't have much experience with it, and nobody else looked like they had nobody I had picked yet looked like they had that much experience with it. So I just kind of wanted a good player to fill that role, and there happened to be somebody left in the higher MMR bracket, so I just kind of went with that.
hmm Okay. And then third pickup was Ipsati.
Yeah, so then I went into picking some supports because I didn't have any yet. And then in that I just kind of went for people who wanted to practice as much as possible, had a decent number of games under their belt, and just kind of looked like they would kind of fit with the style of team that I'm going for, which is not too excuse me, not too try hard, but somewhat try hard.
hmm and how many of these people out of the 7 that you picked, how many of you played with before or played an in-house with?
I've played a bunch of in-houses, not so much recently. I played a ton before I started as a player last season, and I've played with most of these guys before, from my experience, but I don't really know any of them personally. I kind of that wasn't necessarily intentional, but a lot of the players who I have played more personally with kind of transferred out of the Saturday division,
Okay.
so I wound up having to pick a bunch of people I didn't know very well.
Okay, gotcha. So let's talk about Devil-esque. So is this another support pickup?
Yeah, that was basically the main impetus behind.
Brett, we need your help.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Can you ask your stream who we should pick for our last pick?
Sure. Stream. Who should they pick for their last pick?
And tell us who they say.
I'm asking the guild chat right now. We have one vote for Reptar from Random ACC and one vote for Garna from Lord West.
Somebody said Chickabo. Ragnef. Rhagnef. I thought he was a captain.
Oh, Garna. Yeah, that's Garna. So we have 2 votes for Garna, 1 pick for Reptar.
We'll go for Garna then.
Cool.
Okay, I get it.
All right, sorry, Konet. I got
Yeah, no
yanked
problem.
out. They wanted the stream to figure out who should be the last pick.
Okay.
So yeah, so Double-esque actually seems very, very support Dazzlelich AA Disruptor. Like everything top 8 plays are all support players. That's good.
Yeah, that was the main thing I was looking at in Dota buffs was people who actually had experience playing support.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people, even if they mark support on their form, they don't necessarily play it much in pubs, which is a mentality that I completely understand. But I wanted somebody who had some actual experience, especially with supports like Dazzle and AA, who I'm a huge fan of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a 53% win rate as a major support player is pretty good, especially if they're playing in pub games.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And then Agrippa Deripa.
Like I said, my last 2 picks were kind of just what looked good to me at the time. I didn't really plan them out so well because
what were you looking at? I mean, when you say they looked good at the time, what is it that you were specifically looking for?
Mainly I was just looking at people. I wanted another offlaner because that's a role that I really, really don't feel comfortable with. And so I don't know, maybe that's my own personal insecurity showing through, but I just wanted to make sure that we had somebody who could play offlane in every game so that I never have to.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from that, I just looked at for Agrippa the Ripper, I like that he wanted to practice as much as possible because that's something that's important to me. And then for my next pick, who's Brant, the main thing I saw with him was that he looked like he was kind of willing to fill whatever was needed. He says he'd like to go with the flow and play whatever role is needed. And I think that's kind of useful in a league like this where you're not necessarily sure every week who's going to show up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. Anything else that you would like to say? You got any ideas for team names or anything like that?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that yet, although that is probably the most important decision I'll ever have to make.
Playing, not important. Team name, super important.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, good luck this season.
Thanks.
Yep. Redondo, how are you?
I'm pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Doing good.
I'm not good. I'm not good because fuck you for not responding to my Steam message when I asked for the link.
Oh, sorry, I don't think I'm on Steam right now.
You're on Steam right now.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have anything
Yeah,
pop up.
yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
Sorry, there you go.
It's okay.
You're gonna see this now whenever it comes up.
Oh, thank God.
Here, let me respond to you now as we talk.
All right, there we go. I can link my team.
There you go. Yeah,
Thank you
actually,
very much.
they can watch this now so that you don't have to explain why you picked every single one of them up.
I don't know why I picked any of these guys.
YOLO McSwagger Muffins wants a shout out.
Who?
YOLO McSwagger Muffins.
Shout out to YOLO McSwagger Muffins?
Says he wants to hear your sexy voice.
I say, what up, dude? I know exactly who you are. Actually, no, I don't. There's like a group of like 10 people who always say that, so I don't know who that is, but I can narrow it down quite a bit.
Okay, so let's talk through this. So you had Sasquatch. You played with Sasquatch before. You played
Yep.
with Sasquatch, Farkinator.
Yep. I played with him. Yep.
And then Triple C, Major Tom, Hidagi Crab, Fearless. Did you play in-houses with every single one of these people?
Yeah, I have. I have everyone added and everything, so.
Cool. Yeah, you play a lot of in-houses. Probably
Yeah,
more than any other captain for EST's Saturday that I've seen.
I hope I did. Like I have like 40 people added on my friends list now, so like I'm gonna feel terrible because everyone's gonna start messaging me and being like, "Oh, why didn't you pick me?" And I'm gonna be like, "I'm kind of an asshole."
You need to come up
Apparently,
with
I'm
a
sorry.
de facto response.
Yeah, I do. That's gonna suck.
Play more
I
games.
feel terrible. No, not even, because like I played with a lot of people, and like a lot of them were really nice and everything. Like fucking Young Choppa got picked at 26 by Floydian. I like legitimately, really, really, really feel bad about not picking him, because like I played like matchmaking with him and everything. Like
Yeah,
I
but
feel
like not picking
Young
somebody
Choppa, if you're listening, I'm very, very sorry.
not
And
picking.
I know,
Go ahead.
I
I was gonna
know.
say at least you got picked up, right? I think
Yeah,
that I would feel
yeah.
more bad for the people that didn't get picked up
I
that you
do,
talked to. That's
I
the ones I
do.
feel bad about.
Yeah, I haven't refreshed pick number 62 yet because I don't want to see it because I know that like there's no way that everyone gets picked because there's just one pick. So I'm gonna refresh. Fuck. Oh god damn it. Oh well. Well, at least Arias got picked off. That's good. He's a nice kid. I like him.
Yeah, he played a lot too. He played a lot
Yeah,
of
exactly.
in-houses. I saw him
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah, exactly. That's why I feel bad. But not everyone got picked, which sucks.
So let's talk about Triple C.
I call him CCC, but I have no idea. I might call him Tripsy from now on.
Okay. So why did you
Yeah,
choose him? Shadowfiend.
he's a he's a support player, and I've played a couple of games with him, and he was pretty impressive, honestly. I'm pretty
It
happy
looks
with
like he's
him.
more of a carrier solo mid.
Shut up, he plays support.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that know. I mean, where I was talking to another captain about this too, is that there's a lot of people that'll play, solo mid or carries for pub matches, which is why they have a lot of plays. But when they
yeah,
come into a league like this, they want to play support because they don't feel comfortable in those roles.
yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty okay with it. Like I played, he's basically only played support from what I can remember in the RD2L in like the in-houses, and like I've played a bunch of games with him, and he's like a nice guy and everything, and he's pretty active, so I'm pretty comfortable with the pick. And plus, we needed support players because like everyone got picked up early.
Got
Like
it. All the
I
support
didn't
players.
essentially like a lot of support players, not all of them obviously, but like Young Choppa, he was a support player that we wanted to get, but we couldn't pick him up unfortunately.
Somebody
But
says that your team looks pretty tough.
I hope it does. I think we're pretty intimidating.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, who said that?
The same guy. No.
Oh.
Source Eyes 1.
Oh, okay. I feel bad about not picking him either. He plays offlane really well.
So
He was like one of the first people I added too.
Are you gonna do the? Are you gonna take more of a coach role and sit on the bench yourself and let your players play?
No, I'm playing.
Okay. I'm always curious about captains because there's one guy I talked to that he was very serious that he's like, I'm just coaching. That's all I'm gonna do. And I was like,
Really?
right. Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't
That's
even
really
remember.
interesting.
It wasn't this. It wasn't this one. It was from
Okay,
yesterday.
okay.
But yeah, I was like, huh, interesting.
I mean, like if we have 6 players, yeah, I'll sit on the bench and like I'll like for practices and everything, and like if we're scrimming in houses and whatnot, like yeah, I'll sit on the bench. I'll coach it up. But like if it's for the actual league itself, I think I'm gonna end up playing every game. At least I hope I will. So
Now, talk a little bit about your practicing strategy. Are you just going to do scrims with other of the teams, or are you going to do like a 5+ coach and just queue into pub games and play those that way? Or kind of talk a little bit about how you're going to practice.
so basically to like scheduling, I'm gonna make a doodle poll, which is the thing that all my TAs use to figure out when scheduling works. So I'm gonna figure that out, and then I think that scrimming against other RG2L teams will be better than pubbing because like Sasquatch is 4.9k MMR party, which will just drag everyone else up really high. So we might just get crushed every game. So like I think it'll be better to play RD2L teams that like their skill levels are as equally spread out as ours.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that our players are bad or can't perform or anything, but like it'll be easier to do that, and I think it'll be better practice. So I'm going to add all the captains, but obviously you can't get scrims every day. So we'll probably end up pubbing a decent amount, which is fine with me.
Cool. So let's talk about Major Tom. Why him?
Well, he said he could play support, so I hope he can. He's really active, which is honestly what I was looking for a lot. Like, he was on a lot of the time when I was on. He's really nice. He's pretty open to playing what, like, the team needs him to play. So, I don't know. Like, I'm really happy with how my team went out, honestly. Other than Young Chop, I feel fucking awful about him, but...
Man, you really have a pain in your side for that.
No, seriously, like going into the draft, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Sasquatch one, and then I want Young Choppa somewhere. Like he's really good. Like I think he's like a lot better than what his MMR is, which is like 3.4K or something right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's a lot better than that. Like he's really is. I think he's got a lot of potential.
Wow, that's saying a lot. Cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
which team picked him up?
Fucking Floydian.
Okay, I'll talk to Floydian about that.
Tell him he's an asshole.
I will. I will let him know that
Good.
directly from you.
I'm pretty sure. Let me check if it's Floydian first. Where is he? Yeah, Floydian. Pick 24. Yeah, fucking asshole.
Yeah, Young Choppa. Okay. All right, and then Hatagi Crab and Fearless.
Hitaki Crab and Fearless are both like. Basically, I figured that. Not to say they're bad, because they're not bad. Neither of them are bad. They're both pretty good players, and especially like where we got them. Like I think we got pretty good steals, but essentially what I was looking for, like throughout the draft, was just a bunch of active people.
Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. You know that they're going to show up, right?
Yeah, Floydian's talking shit to me right now. But essentially what I was looking for throughout the draft was just if everyone's active, I don't care how good you are right now, because like I figured that throughout the month of preparing, like if we get a month of practice in, we're like, if you show up to practice and if you like care about trying to learn, if you don't like rage at everyone for telling you how to play better and how to make improvements, then essentially I think my entire team's gonna raise up like probably 400 MMR per person. Like other than Sasquatch and myself, because we're like I think, and probably not Farkinator. I think he's about 4K. But like for the lower ended people, like I think that everyone's gonna make like leaps and bounds of improvement over the next month. So like, I'm really excited for that. Yeah, I mean, act people wins the league, because like last season, my captain, shout out to Wabo, fuck you. He showed up to 0 practices and 0 games, even though he rescheduled some of the games. So like, our game was supposed to start at 9, and then all of a sudden the captain messages me and is like, "Hey, you guys on?" at like 6 p.m. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, Wabo, he told me we rescheduled it." And it's just like, "Oh, well, I guess we forfeited again this week. That sucks." So basically, this season's to spite him. I wasn't very happy with that. Yeah. Yeah, well, plus, like, even in practicing, like, because we have an 8-man roster, so, like, we need one more than half to show up, and if everyone's pretty active, then, like, they can run practice without me. Like, I'm not necessary, and no one's absolutely necessary, which is good. Because, like, everyone, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I just stop. I'm gonna stop there. Yep. I mean, I'll host them still. I'll get all the Saturday people together and everything, and I'll invite you maybe if you're nice to me. Young Choppa is messaging me right now. I'm gonna go cry. Yeah, I'll try not to. I'm pretty happy with my team though. Thanks. Take care.
Hey, I'm not too bad. How are you? Yeah, I know. I was talking trash to him in the chat there. It was funny. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. What do you want to know? Yeah, no worries. Take your time. Could do a dance or something. Keep your viewers entertained. I have to tell a joke. Oh shit. I should have been thinking about that and not picks. God. Can I have that count as my joke? Is that good enough? Yeah. Alright, sure. So basically what's going on, guys, is Brett here is having some trouble with his microphone. He can't hear you. That's why you think I'm talking to myself, but I'm not. I am now, but until he gets back, I wasn't. So basically, my first pick was Blinding. He stuck out in the in-houses I played. He seemed a really adaptable player. Pretty much an all-around straight pick. I could put him in any role I wanted, and nothing would really change. Next one after that, I believe, was Kimox. He was my second backup choice, because the guy I wanted for my second pick was taken literally right before I did. So I feel Redondo's pain there. But he's also a very varied player. He plays pretty much every kind of off-laner that I can think of, including, the non-traditional type. And he's got some decent win rates with him. Well, I heard you. Alright, I have to keep talking to myself because they can't hear you. Right, okay. I get to keep droning on about my voice and people can tell me how annoying I am. Support player that was all around. In his description, he said he liked to aggressively push towers and make ganks. And to me, that kind of translated like I like to roam around and get kills and make shit happen.
Okay.
And that's a pretty big positive point to me in a support.
Okay. And how about Kimix? I have my mic working again.
Good. So I'm not going to look like a lunatic anymore.
That's right. Well, I can't promise that, but
Ouch.
talk about Kimix. Why did you choose this guy?
Well, as I said earlier, he wasn't my first choice. It was between him and Mind the Noise, I believe it was. And Mind the Noise got taken right before I could grab him. So I went with my backup. It helps having, lists of multiple people that way. He basically said he likes initiators, which is a big thing for me. That's a very important role to do properly. And he actually has a really high win rate with Tide Hunter offlane, which kind of says the style to me.
Cool.
Redondo doesn't like my trash talk.
All right. And how about Thorl F. Hammer? Thorolf Hammer.
Yeah, he's I've seen him in a couple in-houses. Again, I needed a support that could fill a wide array of heroes, and his hero pool seems to have that. But he also has heroes like Nature's Prophet and Enigma, Earthshaker to a lesser extent. These are heroes that rely on positioning heavily, and the fact that he has them under his most played means that probably puts him a little bit ahead of other people at his skill level.
Okay.
In terms of, teamwork and synergy and stuff.
Okay. And your last pickup, or never mind, sixth pickup, Lord Wes.
Yeah, he's actually someone that I've played in-houses with a lot. Whenever I host one or join one, he's usually there. And we seem to synergize really well. Just the way that I've seen him play whatever roles I have drafted for him.
Now, he looks more of a support player, keep it light, Crystal Maiden, Nyx Assassin, Treant.
Exactly. We were actually playing earlier this afternoon, and I was tiny and he played Wisp, and he did a really good job with that. And that's really what stuck out in my memory the most.
Cool. And the last pick that you have, Arist. So, you're coming down, you have a team of, at this point, did you have 16? 7, something like that to pick from?
Something like that, yeah.
And so why did you choose this guy out of all of them?
Honestly, I needed someone with a wider hero pool in the mid position. His most games played is Shadow Fiend, which is
The classic
very
number
good.
one, right?
Yeah, obviously. But it also means that he's used to various different types of roles that mids play. And he can play the farming role, he can play the like initiator role, and all of his mid heroes have over 50% win rates. So that means he can play his role well enough, in my eyes.
Cool. Any ideas for team name or anything like that? Redondo
No.
Six is a team name.
I thought about it, but no, I'm probably just going to talk it over with everyone and pick something that way.
Cool. And all of these guys available to practice as much as possible. That's clearly important to you.
Yeah.
Now,
I plan on
Go ahead.
practicing a lot.
I talked to
Good.
Redondo about what his strategy is for practice. So,
Mhm.
whether that is playing other teams, just kind of scrimmages, or whether that's actually joining pub games and then, having the captain take a more of a coach role and kind of watch how that works. What's your strategy for practicing?
Well, it would depend on who's online when, but the main strategy for my team is having a bunch of people that can play any hero that I can draft for them, pretty much. And rather than having everyone locked into one solid position, I want our team to adapt based on the picks. So by doing that, it doesn't really matter if we pub or scrim, but scrim helps improve team coordination, I find, over just pub stomping.
Mhm.
And I've already got a bunch of people that I can scrim against. I've got people added from all the undrafted teams and stuff.
Mhm.
So I've got no short supply of people we can play against.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, good luck to you this season.
Thanks.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Ciao, man.
Player 704, how are you?
I'm good.
All right, man. You seem laid back. Everything cool?
Mhm.
So let's talk about your team and your breakdown.
All right.
So Sun, Firestorm, Kittybot. Start with them.
Well, I wanted to get my 2 supports first because there were only like 20 supports in the pool, which wasn't that much, and I wanted to get good supports who played the heroes that I needed to pick. Like the Visage is one that only Sun Firestorm played, so I figured he would be a good pick because then I got like the only Visage player, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then both of them had good amount of games on good support heroes that I figured I was gonna pick.